Let's admit it. We like to say the consumer is the lifeblood of the industry, or so we like to say. Us gamers are what puts food on the developer's table, and without us, what would we be creating for? What would the art be without someone to enjoy that said art? So in all sense of purposes, we deserve a majority pull in our industry, right? Because well, we're the primary force that makes the game successful. But let's think about it for a sec. Is it really that way? Well, I don't think it's entirely true. Don't burn me at stake, but not entirely true. But does it mean that developers should have free reign over the games they create, and publishers should have the creative freedom to follow the trends that we don't want? Not entirely true as well, and I'll get to that later. But let's introduce ourselves first. I'm the Arden Moon, and I'd love to spark a discussion with you wonderful people today. As a person who has studied game development himself and is working on his own personal titles, for self gratification, admittedly, it puts me in a special spot as a consumer and a developer. I might not have the greatest pedigree or even the most fluent of writing styles or diction, but I have something to say with how our industry goes, and someone who is like me, who is a developer and a gamer, who loves the art of the interactive medium that we all partake in, I think I have a good perspective to share with you guys. So I hope you stay a while and listen, because I will tell you a story. Now, Epic Games, the talk of the town, the big devil floating all over us with their consumerism and making our industry such a terror to be in, and with the razzle that's given us consumers. The Epics are really has put a thorn in our sides due to the practices and greedy tactics that plague our great industry already all too much. And I can see that. I can definitely see that. But the question I pose is this: do they deserve the hate though? I mean, we as consumers hate how corrupted and pandemic our industry has become. And Epic as a publisher, one of those instigators of those that what plagues our gaming culture as of now, just like Activision or EA or uh, any other publisher, maybe except for the Valve Digital. But that's another topic for another day. Though we have to remember, like many things in our small, wonderful, compact world, not everything is clear black or white. There are certainly good things that the Epic Store does for our gaming industry and PC gaming as a whole. I believe that sincerely. That for me as a developer, I see is overlooked, and that's really sad. And that thing I'm particularly explaining to you guys is the revenue split strategy that has come to that platform specifically compared to Steam. As you may know, hot take, Steam is not the most charitable of establishments. I know, burn me at stake, burn me on the pyre for blaspheming our Lord and Savior Gavin, for saving us from the fiery depths of console gaming hell and blessing our wallets with sales that make us all broke by the end of the day. But really, as a developer, I can't feel a bit cheated that Steam takes such a big cut, a 30% cut from the profits of all game purchases. Sure, we have our Risk of Rains or our I don't know Meat Boys that make $50 million, and then they take the small 20% cut. But let's admit that many small time indie games can only dream of making that sort of cash in their lifetime. We have to remember that we are people too, and that not everyone enjoys that sort of success. And that's why you see developers defending this platform. You see people like Randy Pitchford or the Meat Boy developer that I don't remember. I'm very sorry for not remembering your name. Defending the platform, and that's why they defend the platform, not because they agree with what Epic is doing in terms of the gaming industry, but they agree that that us developers should get a cut of that money that we deserve. That I hope you can agree we deserve rather than Steam or Epic. Gamers have to understand though that us artists, we're not automatons. We have hearts and souls that we pump into making these games for you guys. And we have mouths to feed at home and people to take care of and support. We aren't defending the platform just because we agree with what Epic is doing. We are defending the platform because they give us a better way to enjoy the games we make, to get the money we deserve. And I very much hope most people can see that us developers are the ones who deserve that money, and we just can't do it without these publishers helping us out. And I feel like most people would forget that we are human as well. But I'm not saying that developers are always right. That Epic should be praised into the high heavens for giving us such a wonderful platform, and you know, I can even joke about that. It's just so sick what they're doing. And I will explain why. I feel that, other developers fail to see that Epic strategy is not something good for the consumer. Let's admit it. Consumers are not angry at us developers. They're angry at greedy tactics and the scummy business models that Epic likes to employ to eliminate the consumer choice we have in our markets. Sure, they give us incentive to release on their platform, but as gamers ourselves, as consumers ourselves, we also have to remember that we have to be consumer biased in the end because we also love the games we play from other people. I mean, I'm sure we all had consoles before, and we had those times where we wanted to play a game, say it would be the next Uncharted or the Gears of War, and they were just console exclusives. We were able to play with that, and that sucks. And not only that, the Epic Store is literally objectively worse than the Steam Store. It doesn't have the functions we as gamers expect from the PC platform. And not only is Epic limiting the exposure of the games we get by snagging our games as an exclusive, but also putting it on a platform that people don't want to use, and it's in worse in every way to Steam. And really, that gives less people less of an incentive to try the games we work so hard on. And as much as we are developers, we also are artists. And what is art without people to enjoy it? I mean, is it really worth it to alienate the people who have loved and supported games to the very beginning? The people who we wish could play the games we want to make some more and hopefully till the very end. And it's costing a lot of bad blood, and we have to remember these people stuck with us for the very beginning, and we need to respect that consumers love our work, and we would love them, everyone, not just the consumer, but everyone to enjoy what we make. I don't know about you, but I became a developer just not just because I wanted to make money or something or that I found it fun. I wanted to do it because I wanted to make an experience for people, to share my experience with others. Because I wanted to make people feel that games are a lot more than what they are. And when Epic snags us as an exclusive, who's really at a loss here? The consumer. And so the service to us as well for not giving our game the limelight they deserve. Remember, guys, that we're artists at the end. And that as much as creating art for art's sake is fun, art is nothing without someone to enjoy it. But I want to make it very, very clear that Epic shouldn't be praised for stripping the choices away from gamers and pushing a platform that clearly is rushed out the door to make a quick buck. But I also think they aren't devil incarnate and that they don't deserve all the scorn that we're giving them. Because in the end, they are giving developers like me, and I hope that people who want to release on that store the money we deserve and the money that we need to live. And that's something we should commend. That's something that we should all agree that is good. Just remember that, like everything, like every story, like every problem, there are two sides to it. And as much as we think we are right, we should be open to the idea that sometimes we're human and we're wrong. Sometimes we're just wrong, sometimes we're just right, and that's reality. And this is something we all need to learn in terms of both video games and life because instead of adhering to the negativity of others, appeal and understand that everyone has a legitimate reason for why they feel a certain way. Whether you're a consumer or developer, we all have a reason and a stake in what makes our industry great. And if we band together and understand that we all have opinions that are valid, that's something we should all understand and strive for. Because that's how we move forward, not only as an industry, but as a race, as humanity. I want you guys to understand this, and this is something I learned very early in my life that you're just one person in the sea of many people in the world. And as one person, can only push the world so far, but together, we can push the world even farther. And if we band together and show each other the empathy and love that we care for, not only in video games, but in reality in itself, we can make things happen. We can make things move. And I think we all would love for our world to move a little bit farther. All right, so that's my pilot episode for today. I mean, I'm thank you for listening for whoever is listening to this. I hope I can make more videos like this. I know this is off script, you can tell. The last one is a little bit off script, but it was. And I wanted to thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you give us a like and a subscribe. Leave it in the comments. I'd love to read your opinion and interact with you guys. Let's spark a discussion. Let's make something important to list, if you know what I mean. So, I will leave my details on the comments below. If you want to follow me in Rafael Alcaedo on Twitter, and in DLive I stream as well under the name The Arden Moon, which will be a link down below. And if you guys need anything, feel free to send me a DM on Twitter. It's very open, it's very free, and I'd love to hear from you guys. Or if you want on Discord, it's on my Twitter as well. So this is The Arden Moon. I hope you guys all have a wonderful evening, and sayonara.